Hey everybody, and welcome to Outside Reviews on this cold, frigid day. And I have one of those lowest range EV that is on the market. I'm talking about the Fiat 500e. It's actually probably the smallest too on the market, but it is quite cold out here, so that's going to affect our range. Let's get right into it. Let's speak right away. Let's talk about the Fiat 500e. Well, aside from its really quirky aesthetics from the exterior looks, I do like this. It kind of looks like, yeah, I get the feeling it looks like eyes. I don't know what that's meant for the daytime running lights over here. They just look like eyes. Everything's nice and circular as Fiat would, and you get the nice bright red on the white here. I think it looks very, very sharp. As far as the exterior aesthetics goes, the Fiat 500e definitely looks apart. It's got a nice pair of 17-inch wheels, which looks big on this nice compact vehicle. So our specs we have obviously on the front wheel drive, only 117 horsepower and 162 pounds-feet of torque. We got a 42 kilowatt size battery, fairly small battery. Charging rate for that is 85 kilowatts. Range estimated at 227 kilometers or 141 miles. 0 to 60 time is 7.8 seconds. Now, there is no front trunk, so as far as cargo space, all you're looking at is the back, and that is standing at 8 cubic feet, or with the seats down, 19.4 cubic feet. So there is no spare tire, and there's not much storage underneath as well. So you got to factor that in. Leg room. Let's go in the back, and you guys can make fun of me in there. Okay, so pull the lever, pull it all the way forward. You can see I don't have that much space here. It's meant for small people back here. I don't know why I'm doing this, but just for your entertainment only. All right, let's go with head first, maybe one leg in. All right, sideways. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Bring the seat back. Not bad. It's not bad. Okay, 29 inches of legroom is what you got back here, and I also have a cup holders. There's some speakers here. I don't see any connectivity. I am 5'9", and yes, it is touching this part. I have to lean forward a little bit for some room. But let's face it, other than your in-laws, you're not going to put any adults back here. It's mainly going to be meant for small people. And yeah, it's about all there is to say about here. There's a little bit of a hump back down here. And other than that, yeah, I'm going to get out. So I'd say it's about the equivalent of like those third rows on the smaller SUVs, right? Like the Mitsubishi Outlander. It's meant for kids. Let's get out of here. Now, this is more like it. In the front, you got basically the same amount of space you would in any other vehicle. I got 41 inches of leg room. Plenty. And just gonna start from over here. The door, you got something cool, a little bit Tesla-like button to push. So you push this, and then it'll open the door for you. Not mechanically open, it just kind of detaches it, and then you can push it physically. You got your mirror power adjustments over here, window controls, just 2 windows. That's all you have. That's all you need. And you just have a little bit of cubby here, and you also have an emergency door latch here, down here, if you really, if the electronics is not working out for you. I think it might be a little bit over-engineering. Just move the door latch here, get rid of the button, and you're good to go. Just have a regular door handle. Aside from that, I do like this cool designs. The red definitely pops, and this being a Fiat, it's made to be a little bit on the bold side and exotic side, and that's where the big red here pops, which is good because it's not piano black, which is something I do not like. A little bit of a circular gauge here, but the information that you need is there. Get your battery, so I'm at 74%, 148 kilometers left of range. I will say that I've been running the vehicle throughout for getting my shots and driving down here, and it hasn't gone down as quickly, especially since it feels like negative 20 Celsius out here, and it hasn't gone down as quickly as I would have expected. So You know what? I think the range estimates that you get, the 220 kilometers of range, it's very attainable. Also, so steering wheel a bit flat in the bottom here. I got a windshield wiper stock over here, and I got my lights on the left here. I got just some selections here for your driver information cluster and so on. So you can customize your digital gauge cluster a little bit. You got your phone call buttons, just regular buttons, advanced cruise control over here. Pretty good, pretty standard. Over here we got a nice little slim screen, but it kind of gives you what you need to know, right? It gives you, it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so I'll go with my Android Auto over here. So you can see it doesn't take the full screen, and you know, but I think it's okay. I wouldn't want it bigger, especially in a vehicle like this. And I definitely appreciate the physical controls as well as the wireless charger right here in this cubby. You have a USB-A connection here, and this is where we start going down the hill that I don't like. We have piano key shifter right here. I think there's plenty of other kind of shifters that I would have preferred over this one, but yeah, it definitely opens it up right here. Got lots of ample space, but I would have liked something kind of to be able to store there. Over here, I got my volume control and my drive mode. So before I take it for a drive, let's just get some things out of the way. I do not have this vehicle all week, mainly because I live fairly far away from where we pick up the vehicles for the press fleet. This is a press vehicle, and it would take me a long time to get there with a range of 227 kilometers or 140 miles. So we'll just get that right out of the way. Now, let's get right into drive mode. Let's go normal, I guess. Range? Nah, normal's good. We'll go normal on this. Set for drive. And this is a fairly slippery parking lot here, so I'm not gonna take it too much for an acceleration. I did drive it here, so overall I can attest to what that's like. Very nimble of a vehicle, very good turning radius. It's very easy. However, you do feel the bumps more so than if you had a bigger vehicle, because the wheels, the 17-inch wheels, still have a bit of a lower profile look to them, so it's also going to be part of how it feels. Overall though, I am pretty comfortable driving this vehicle, and it's fairly easy to drive. Now in here, city driving, this is where this vehicle shines, because that's basically what it's meant for, right? It's not for people to have an extremely long commute, because then you might have to charge it at your work. If you do have that, then all the power to you. This vehicle probably would work for you as well. But for a daily commute, and you have to do a lot of in-city driving, you'll be hard pressed to find something better than this, just because it's so easy to park. Visibility is so great in this vehicle. I could not talk about that enough. It is very easy to see exactly where my front end is and your back end, because, well, it's pretty much all within arm's length. But I mean, that's where this vehicle is built for. It just has its use, and that's it. But how does it handle on the highway? So acceleration is 0 to 60 in 7.8 seconds. If I give it full acceleration, I get to highway speed in a pretty fast fashion here, right? It's not, there's no lack of power here. And yeah, I'm at highway speeds without any issues. Road noise, yeah, you know what? I do get some road noise. Let me just make sure the windows are up. Yeah, so it's a little bit on the noisier side. It is meant to be more of an economic city driver, and but if you do need to go on the highway, fear not. You can pass. You can go fast. And and you can have quite a lot of fun. This is a pretty fun car. I'm very surprised by the Fiat 500e because I'm a bigger guy. I'm only 5'9", but I'm bigger like this way, horizontally, less vertically challenged. But, and I thought, I'm like, I'm gonna be squished in this car. It's gonna be not a whole lot of fun to drive. If you look at the specs for horsepower and torque, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be boring. And this is anything but. The Fiat 500e is anything but boring, and as long as you're sitting in the front, you got no problem. You got space. You got as much leg room that you would in any other car, really. My personal car has the same amount of leg room over here, so it does factor in the back, but in the front, if it's just two of you guys, you'll be comfortable enough. So, I mean, this is going to be a bit of a shorter review than most, but it's a shorter car than that. I don't have a big trunk space to show you. I don't have a big third row or back seat. So that's what it is. And I'm just going to finish up with basically what my key takeaways are from driving this Fiat 500e. It's a lot of fun to drive. And it's very easy to drive. So these two are not the same, right? Fun meaning I have good acceleration, good cornering, and all that stuff. No body roll whatsoever. Easy to drive meaning I have great visibility, right? And because this is an EV, it's not as light as an internal combustion engine would be. So you got a nice stable platform here. So everything about driving top notch. What my cons would be is the key, the piano key shifter. I just not a big fan of that. And obviously, you know what? I'm gonna throw in range because that's probably number one reason why people will opt to not get this is the fear for the range. Now, especially in cold weather and such, your range drops down from 140 miles to perhaps 120 miles, right? And 220 kilometers to perhaps 180 kilometers, and then it becomes a little bit scary for some, right? So it's not a multi-use vehicle, it's more of urban use vehicle, and go out there and zip around, get it done. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this short review and this short car. I sure enjoyed the car, and I'll see you guys in the next one.